How do I use Google Search Console tools like Ahrefs and SEMRush to shape my content strategy? I'm a little bit of a rebel. Sorry, excuse me. I'm a little bit of a rebel. I use Google Search Console heavily to shape content strategy because there's a gold mine of information inside that tool. It informs you where your searchers are searching from, the devices that they're using when they're searching, which is often an indication of where they are in their search journey. So people on their mobile phone, for example, aren't necessarily ready to pull their wallet out for a big ticket purchase, for example. If they're on the desktop, yes, they're probably a little more serious. But it also tells you, I like to look at impressions. Obviously, click-throughs and purchases in analytics are important, but impressions are where the low-hanging fruit live. And impressions are essentially when someone makes a query, and your content is served somewhere. That might be page 9, it might be page 3, whatever. Then you're looking at the click-through rate. So if you've got high impressions but low click-through rate, it means you have an opportunity to optimize for that content because people are searching for it. Your content's being served because it's in the candidate set that Google already trusts to serve. So from there, I would physically look at the SERP. Now, I'm based in Vietnam, and I work with clients in France, in Finland, in the United States, in Canada. At any given time, could be all over the place. So I live with a VPN. So I dive straight into the country and, the closest to where that business is located, and check what is coming up in the search results and see who's ranking. And first, I discount the backlinks because what I'm interested in from a content perspective is what the content that's being featured is actually answering. What is the need that it is answering that mine's not. And from there, I do two things. I put it into SEMRush because that's my tool of choice, and I don't look for keyword volume because I stopped looking at keyword volume years ago because search is really all about entities. And there's a funny, we talk in SEO about the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. That if you look hard enough at any particular person, eventually it all leads back to Kevin Bacon. That 6 degrees of separation. Now, just quickly, entities are things. So Google defines an entity as something, a product, a person, a company, a place, or a concept, as long as it's nameable. And so I look at what's ranking, and then I look at what query set it's ranking for, so the need that content is addressing, and then I would go back and reshape my article to address that need. I wouldn't imitate that article. I would make sure that I put my own spin and my own brand take on that article, or however I choose to produce it, then I would reproduce it out on socials. And I would include now in the new world of search, Quora and Reddit, because the search engines are starting to take people through a complete buying journey within their search generative experience, and within there is perspectives, a new search feature that draws heavily on forums. So if you're not using Quora and Reddit, jump on those. That's what I'm seeing happening. But I also look for, within that whole wanting to get into the knowledge vault and wanting to be a recognized named entity that Google is confident, if you think about that vault or that safe of information, because just because Google has 9 million queries a day, it doesn't mean it's going to rank 9 million websites to answer those queries. It's going to find, a website that can satisfy a multitude of queries, thousands, hundreds of thousands of queries, after it's established its understanding of that entity, its authoritativeness, its experience, its expertise in the space. And so what we're trying to do is get up those tiers and sit next door to our peers, and we do that through educating the search engine through semantic SEO and brand SERP optimization. So I'm comparing the existing ranking articles, and typically the competition that I want to sit with in Google's vault, I will look at what they've got as well and then combine both of those to augment my content and make my content stronger, which helps with Google's trust and authoritativeness and its understanding of my business and who I am and how I'm connected to those other topical authorities. So that's how I use the tools, and I also have a special place in my heart for Kelly Kid Pro, because what it does is makes all of that manual stuff a lot easier, because it will identify based on your brand who your competition is. It does a cohort analysis. It analyzes where they hang out, where their audience hangs out, and from there basically allows you to follow a step-by-step process to produce content and create content that will optimize your brand SERP, get you a knowledge panel, and just make life generally a whole lot easier. Significant amount of guesswork removed, and hundreds of hours of work saved. So anyway, I hope that helped just a little bit, and I hope I didn't confuse you too much. My main message is that SEO for business really shouldn't be seen as something that's separate to digital marketing strategy. Your digital marketing is all about covering the digital ecosystem. SEO is there to package it in such a way that Google and the other search engines can digest it in a machine-readable format and the way that they understand it the best. So don't be intimidated by SEO, and it's certainly not. It is part of how you package your entire digital marketing strategy. So have a nice day.
Well, such a really